Congress took power away from the SEC and gave it to crypto. This is going to be our doom. Seriously, it's going to be our doom. They're not checking on anything. And because they're not checking up or following up on anything, the crypto money has grown by leaps and bounds. But anything that grows up, it comes down. This could be our 1929 depression in this because they're not checking the numbers. And because they're pulling out all of the watchdogs. Remember his first job that he did. The first thing he did as president was fire those 18 watchdogs. And then he fired more watchdogs. Now, some of them got their jobs back and they were able, because he did it illegally. This shows you how incompetent he is. This is what makes me smile. I talk about this in my Clarity group all the time. I say, listen, the biggest thing that Donald Trump in the last 40 years has done is fail in governance. He's great at promotion, but fails in governance. He's great at manipulation, but fails in governance. That means that when he was able to manipulate his way into getting buildings in New York, was able to get casinos, when he's manipulated getting properties, when he's manipulated getting licensing fees, that's why he's a felon right now, because he was pumping up his property to the banks and then undervaluing his property to the IRS. Oh, he's not the only one doing that. There are millions doing that. But the whole idea is as Trump, and he's the president, he should be doing that. So he went and did that and got caught on it. But in the last 40 years, everything he's touched has turned to crap. Planes, water, guitars, the watches, everything, just cheap crap over and over again. Even his stocks and his meme coins, whoop, they dip. That's why he needs people to keep going in. His version of a Ponzi scheme, really. He's taking that money, putting it in, loaning it out for free, and then he got all of his grifting money and licensing fees paying the cash flow and the cash flow down. I explain this in depth, talking about how does the Trump family fortune work in my Clarity group. You can go into products and see it. The Trump family fortune, how he's making this money and how he's pulling free, tax-free dollars doing this. He's pulling it off. That's why he likes crypto. Remember when he said crypto was a scam? Now it's not, because he's the one directing it. It's just like what Joseph Kennedy did 100 years ago when they made him head. He was Joseph Kennedy, JFK's father, was the first head of the SEC. And ironically, here he is pulling down the SEC so he can do more crypto. Because gangsters do gangster shit. That's what we're dealing with right now. And they even want to put our economy under the blockchain. You see how digital stuff sinks, how quickly it does? He's going to bring our downfall, either here or if people don't straighten it out by 2028. It could happen before 2028, or if they don't straighten it out quick enough, even after 2028, boom, go down like that. But by that point, Trump's got $100 billion. He's turned his $2 billion into $6 billion in 6 months. Now you might say, well, how are we fighting this? Well, they're fighting it through the states, they're fighting it through the ACLU. But the truth is, we got to ride this out because there were millions of people who believed this couldn't happen. So they voted for this fool. Besides, they stole the you-know-what. I say that in my Clarity group too. Get in my description. Get on my homepage. Join my group. For real. For real, it's going to be the deepest, dopest thing you ever seen. Seriously.